There are enormous amounts of videos out there about technical analysis or TA, and especially about candlesticks, only because they are good for views and those channels are making money out of those viewers. But I assure you, most of those videos are not going to help you in your trading journey, and those patterns or those concepts that they are talking about are not going to work. And some of you, I'm sure some of you have those experiences. The reason is that most of those gurus really don't know what they are talking about, and those informations are from ancient books of technical analysis. But my approach is a little different, and today is the start of your journey as an analyst of the market, which use the correct and practical form of technical analysis concepts and strategies. So it is the first video of our technical analysis playlist, so pay attention to the playlists of the channel. Hi, how are you? I'm Mehran, your trading companion, and today we are going to talk about candlesticks in the first video of our technical analysis free course. We are going to talk about candlesticks and their formation and anatomy and the signs of weaknesses and strengths according to their formation and shapes. Charts are our only tools as a trader, so we should pay attention to details, especially if we are using a candlestick chart. We should read those candlesticks carefully. But what is the most important thing when we are reading a candlestick chart? The most important thing is the anatomy of a candlestick, and that is made of the body of the candlestick, which is this thick part from this point to this point, and the size of the candlestick and the size of the body of the candlestick. For example, it is a good big candlestick with a healthy body, and the shadows or the wicks of the candlesticks. The range, the size of the overall size of the candlestick is named the range, and this thick part is the body, and these two wicks are the shadows. One of the most important things about the candlesticks is the number of the candlesticks that are in the same color or in the same direction. For example, if it is an up move, we can see that if there are many big blue candles rather than red candles, or it is just a choppy movement with a lot of red candlesticks. So the number of the same direction candlesticks are important too. What are the important aspects of a candlesticks? First, it's the size, the total range of the candlestick. It can start from very big candlesticks to very small candlesticks, and all of them are important for us. You are going to learn a lot about those aspects. The next thing is body size. The body size is the thick part of the candlesticks, but the range is from this shadow to this shadow. So the body is from this point to this point. The body is very important for us because the body is showing us the strength of a candlesticks, the determination of buyers or sellers that created the candlesticks. So if the body is large enough, you can say that the buyers or the sellers are in control. And if the body is very small, we can say that any of those buyers or those sellers are determined enough, or they are in the control of the market. They are just fighting over moving the market from one side to the other side. So the body of the candlestick is going to show us if the buyers or the sellers are in their control. The next thing is the shadow of the candlesticks. Shadows can be very small to zero, for example. Excuse me, my dog was coughing. Anyway, the shadow of the candlestick and the body of the candlesticks are creating a range of diversity of candlesticks. We have a small candlesticks with very large shadows and small bodies, or we have excuse me, we have small bodies of candlesticks with large shadows, or we have very large candlesticks with very small shadows or no shadow at all. So another thing that is important for us is the shadow of the candlesticks that I'm going to explain why these are important. The other thing is the shape of the candlesticks. We are talking about the single candlesticks that are forming our charts. If we want to listen to the sound of the candlesticks, we should see the spread of the candlesticks, multiple candlesticks beside each other. So we are just talking about a single candlesticks. We don't talk about a spread of the candlesticks in this video. So the body of a candlestick can be big or small, the shadow can be different, and the shape of the candlesticks is a diversity of shapes that we are going to talk about. For example, big candlesticks with big bodies are showing us the direction of the movement, and small candlesticks are showing us the accumulation and distribution phases of the market, where the buyers and sellers are or were on a fight to move the price in some direction, in the buying direction or in the selling direction. And those small candlesticks before the line candlesticks shows us the supply and demand basis. For example, we are going to talk about these concepts. Let's talk about these concepts on charts. Let's see what we have here. For example, here we have a healthy movement, especially from here. You can see that we have large green candlesticks with smaller shadows than the body, and very few red candlesticks. So it is a good movement to the upside. And look at the shadows. Look at the shadows of the candlesticks. When the big movement to the upside starts, we can see that we have long shadows to the downside, for example here or here or here. That never gets broken, but these smaller shadow gets broken. So when we have a healthy up movement, the shadows are pointing to the downside, because what is the shadow? When we have a shadow like this, the candlestick started on this high, it came down and it went to the upside and closed here. Let me show you this one candle. Let's get deeper to candlestick. It is a 4-hour candlestick, so I'm going to show you the start of that 4-hour candlestick. The end is 9, so the start is 5 or 4. It is the start is here. So the candlestick started here, it went to the downside, it went to the upside, and it closed here. So the candlestick should be like this. I'm going to draw this candlestick very big because we want to see that on the higher time frame, and the body is going to be red. The shadow is here. Why I'm doing this? It's simple. The opening price is here, so I put the opening price here and it is red. The highest point is here and the lowest point is here, so those are our shadows. And the closing price is here, so it is the lower part of our body. If I go to the 4-hour, you can see that it's like this. The shadow wasn't accurate. Anyway, you get the point. So it shows us a very good support here. It went to the downside, it hit our moving average, and it went to the upside. Let me show you the exact moving average. You can see that it hit these 3 moving averages and it went to the upside. So it shows us a very good support level. but these shadows are meaningless. Why these shadows are meaningless? Because we are seeing a lot of green candles. You can see that from this point to this point, from this low to this high, from the lowest point to the highest point, we have 1 2 3 6 9 11 and 13 green candles, but we have 1 2 3 4 5 or 6 red candles. 13 green candles to 6 red candles, and the movement is to the upside. So we can see that on charts that the movement is a healthy upside movement. So the shadows on the upside, they are meaningless, especially when they are getting broken. But the shadows on the downside, they are showing something to us. Look at the price. You can see that here it came down and it went to the upside. Here we have a large candlestick. In these situations, I am looking for sell. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, like this. So it is going to the upside again. What we are looking for, we look for bodies, shadows, and the size of the candlesticks and the number of candlesticks in one direction. The larger green bodies are showing us that the green candlesticks are in control, and the shadows to the downsides are larger and are longer. So we can say that the supports are stronger than the resistance and they doesn't get broken, but these are getting broken. So we have support levels on the background of this movement. Another thing is that the number of the green candles, they are very few red candles in that direction, but there are a lot of green candles. The other thing is the comparison between the body and the ratio of the body and the shadows. So when we have larger bodies and smaller shadows in one direction, it shows us the direction of that movement. So reading a candlestick charts, we pay attention to the size or the overall range of the candlestick. We pay attention to the body and the ratio between the body and the shadows. We pay attention to the shadows and the direction that shadow is pointing at, and we pay attention to the shape of the candlestick. For example, when we have a lot of large candlesticks, that shows us a healthy movement, for example here. But when we have a lot of ranging candlesticks, we should wait until the direction of market is set and those buyers and sellers that control the market have a decision, have a clear decision. For example, we can't make a lot of money in these kinds of situations. You can see that. Maybe you are seeing some opportunities here, but I assure you these shadows and these choppy movements are hard to trade. So we wait until a good healthy movement starts and then we trade in the shadows of the smart money. Another thing that is important is the number of candlesticks that are in one direction and the ratio between the green candlesticks and the red candlesticks. For example, in their numbers and in their size. Both of them are important. The ratio of the size of the green candlesticks, for example, in this up movement from here, from this low, we can see that the number of the green candlesticks are higher and the ratio of their size and their bodies are larger than the red and the selling candlesticks. So we can say that we are in an up move. So we pay attention to the body, to the shadow, to the size of the candlesticks and the shape of the candlesticks and their spread. We are going to talk about the spread a lot in this course. This course is not about the candlesticks, it is the advanced technical analysis course. So we are going to talk about a lot of advanced things that you can't find in any expensive courses. I have my special point of view toward markets and especially technical analysis, and I'm going to teach you a lot of that for free to you. So make sure to subscribe to the channel and have the channel by liking, sharing and commenting on these videos. You are going to help me a lot, especially in these dark times that we are under a very strong censorship. I can't even access the markets without a VPN, and the VPNs are very slow. So I thank you sincerely for your support. You can support us with subscribing to the channel, liking videos and sharing them. We have several playlists in the channel, so pay attention to them. We are talking about liquidity, smart money and technical analysis. And I'm sorry for the delays. I'm in a very busy moment right now. The internet connection is very slow right now. I try to do my best. We are not going to disconnect from the internet, but the speed is very slow. Thank you for your support and watching the video, and I hope you have a very good week. Goodbye.